Today was extra dirty. I watched a really good video John Kennan posted about the up-and-coming genocide. It was a really good video, man. And I would have shared it. I shared it on Messenger, but I would have shared it more if I hadn't gotten blocked on all 3 of my Facebook accounts today. It's really crazy. I shared Steve Cunningham's This Week in Tyranny. He did a really good job. He reported a lot of good news. Well, bad news, but he did a good job of reporting it. So, yeah, man, it's insane. So, if Agenda 21 2030 is true, and we have 9 years. 9 years. And in that 9 years, government's going to whack a whole bunch of people. You know what's funny about the guys that are work snitching and snitching and doing evil to their loved ones and things like that? You're not on the list. Not on the list of people that get to live. I mean, think about it, you know. If the theory's true, and they want the population to be 500,000 or 500 million, according to the Georgia Guidestones, which are a very trippy thing in and of themselves. If you haven't ever heard of them, you should look them up. If that's true, there's 8 billion people on the planet. You might not win that lottery. You probably have a better chance of winning the lottery. And you know, it's kind of funny because that's about the same chance as anybody. You never know. You never know what could happen. You might get lucky. I will not get lucky. I'm in one of the groups. I'm in a bunch of the groups that they're calling terrorists. I'm in a bunch of them. A registered libertarian. I'm going to refuse the vaccine, no matter what the cost. Will not buckle. I'm very outspoken against what's going on right now. The global takeover. It's a global takeover. America's problems are just not America's problems. They're everybody's problems now. Everything you're experiencing, they're experiencing everywhere else. And it's really been eye-opening for me because I've talked about it a little bit. I realized that everybody's got the same Constitution and the same Bill of Rights. And that I've been kind of fed a lie. I've been fed a lie for a long time. And I had some hope in it that there was there was going to be a, chance to straighten it out or fight. And then I listened to the hostility everywhere. Now, I'm not saying that I was exempt from hostility or ever been exempt from hostility. I've been hostile. That's true. But now that I realize what's going on with the mind control, I'm pretty impervious to it. I mean, I've always been resistant to it. I'm just not a go with the flow kind of guy. I don't sit by and allow things to happen usually. And so I really can't this time. You know what I mean? Like, what's the worst thing I can do right now is speak. The worst thing I can do right now is speak. And have it recorded and put on social media. That's probably the worst thing I can do. And I don't have a side, clearly. You know, I tried an experiment with my extremely left friends, like my friend Frank Hayes and Patrick Delahanty, and my God, they're insane, right? My friends on the right, my far right friends that aren't thinking, they're not insane. They're just deceived. I'm not really angry at them, but a couple of things that my friends on the other side have been saying really been uncool, very uncool, very, very uncool. So, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, I was worried about, you know, a war, and there's not going to be a war. And these people with big mouths ain't going to do nothing. But, you know, here come the blue helmets. Holy smokes. You know, when my friend John first started turning me on to this stuff, and I didn't necessarily sign on to everything that I don't even know a lot of the stuff that he's involved in or believes. But, you know, I was warned to get away from my Catholic Church. Well, you know, my Pope, our Pope, is not the Pope. And, you know, I got on a Catholic Facebook, you know, and a lady made a post, you know, pray for our Holy Father. And I was like, nah, I'll pray for him as soon as we call him what he is. Right? He's not the Holy Father. I pay no homage to the man with the title of Pope Francis. He's he's poised to eliminate the entirety of Christian history and turn it into something it never was intended to be. You know, I told my friends, yeah, man, that National Guard's going to distribute the vaccine. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. Our friend Duke, he's just terrified to hear anything that threatens his security. And his security is threatened. He doesn't have any security. He doesn't know that, though. I've been talking to him. I've been harping on him for years, man. I mean, it's like not the first time I brought up Rene Foucault to him, you know. And he's a contract tracer. He works for the federal government. So he's all on board for contact tracing. And he used the excuse of urinalysis. Well, you can either go and test, you know, take a drug test, or you don't have to work here. I mean, simple, right? Pretty simple. But totally unconstitutional. 100% illegal. There's nothing legal or right about drug testing. Nothing. And, you know, that's kind of the weird thing that, you know, I learned from the Libertarian Party when I first heard it. They're like, yeah, we want to decriminalize drugs. And I was like, what? That's insane. But then they started talking to me about it. And I was like, oh, yeah, that is a fair point. It is a fair point. The war on drugs. How much money has the United States fucking skimmed off the top and laundered in the name of the war on drugs? And it's funny because, you know, they're the ones supplying us with the drugs. Now I know this down to the local level, which kind of blows my buddy Steve's argument out of the water. Vote local, you do local. Local is corrupt. It's so corrupt. And those are the guys that are working with the snitches and, you know, I mean, they're really just busting people for show. I imagine that they try to get people they really don't like off the street. But they let people out all the time. It's dirty. It's just fucking dirt. How do you know this, Ben? Well, because I've been involved with law enforcement and emergency response. I know it's bullshit. I know it's dirt. That's why I'm not a California firefighter anymore. I'm a whistleblower on fucking the real estate land grab that's been going on for decades over these arson. They call them wildfires. And then when they do call them arson, right? You know, a couple firefighters got caught creating work. But yeah, totally corrupt, totally criminal. State of California. Yeah, so I don't respect any of their laws. They displaced hundreds and hundreds of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, and stole their land, and gave it to the upper middle class. Stole their property, burned down their property. That's a true story. They laugh about it at the fire department. Yeah, somebody will probably come and kill me. They'll probably come. I don't know. They're probably, maybe not. Maybe they just think it's funny because absolutely nobody listens to what I'm saying. I mean, there are people, I guess, listen to what I'm saying, but few who believe it. Few who listen to the whole spiel, or, you know, get on my book list. You know, because it's not The Secret. It's not the Four Agreements. You know, it's freaking Thomas Aquinas. It's G.K. Chesterton. It's Michel Foucault. Nobody wants to read a book by Michel Foucault. It's difficult. It's hard to sift through. I don't know anybody that's read any of his work. I literally do not know anybody except for some university professors that have ever read any of his work. Well, and the government. I mean, it is a government plot. So yeah, man, we're looking at probably the biggest genocide in the history of the human race. Yeah. And we could do something about it, but nobody's going to do anything about it. I guess a bunch of people got to die first before maybe somebody will do something. But right now, I can't even get, the people that do agree with me, I can't get them to talk to me. They invite me to the secret meetings. I don't blame them, because I'm up here going, let me go to the secret meetings. So, I mean, I suppose if I shut up, but I don't know, maybe that's not my purpose. Maybe God wants me to do what I'm doing. Maybe that's why I'm where I'm at. So, anyways, yeah. Nobody really cares. Nobody understands. Nobody? Some people understand. I just don't get to hang out with any of them. I wish they'd invite me over for coffee once in a while.